We know how much healthy development is a foundation for so many things, not just for readiness to succeed in school, but the foundation for what will ultimately make for a more economically productive and healthy society that will be the foundation for responsible and engaged citizenship, healthy communities, and also the ability to effectively parent the next generation. And a lot of this falls under the category of my grandmother could have told you that. And I will tell you that the most powerful science that we have right now from a policy perspective is science that agrees with what your grandmother could have told you, so that it's not a hard sell in terms of the implications, but what it does mean is it gives us some new ideas about what we might do. There is not a science for early childhood learning and a science for early childhood health and a science for trauma and a science for childcare and a science for the healthcare system. There really is a single science. And if we would use this science as our door of entry, rather than come in through 5 different doors and find ourselves in the middle somewhere, we could actually drive much more productive investments, and we could increase the return on all of those investments. And so I'm going to spend the rest of this session walking you through what this integrated science is all about. At the time of birth, the baby has most of the brain cells, most of the neurons, but very few of the connections. And those connections, which start out as something called the synapse, look at a baby. Next time you have a chance to look at a baby, know that every second, 700 new synapses are being made in that baby's brain. Literally, 700 synapses every second. If that sounds like a lot, remember the brain has billions and billions of cells and trillions of circuits, so it has to make them quickly. And when these circuits get developed is genetically on a genetic timetable, but how the circuits get built is literally influenced and shaped by the kinds of experiences that child has. And if the experiences are positive, they build positive circuits. And if they're negative, they can disrupt the circuitry, as you'll see in a couple of minutes. It's built in a bottom-up fashion, and everything from sitting and crawling to walking to cooing to babbling to saying words to talking to reading to writing to arguing to making love and to kind of writing great novels and to twittering away and tweeting, all of that is ultimately subsumed by brain circuitry. Here was a new finding. At age 32, individuals who had a documented history of having been maltreated in childhood had C-reactive proteins that exceeded 30%. 30% of those who had been maltreated years later had elevations in C-reactive protein. Had never been reported before. And those who had a history of maltreatment and a diagnosis of depression at age 32 had even higher levels. There's irrefutable scientific evidence now that things that happen early in life are creating physiological changes that are associated with vulnerability to illness.